Evergreen College that got the day of absence where they made him quit because they were saying white people need to stay home. And everybody's like, that's so racist.
They might end up giving us something that we don't want. And when we're talking about diversity, you do it in the casting of the film.
He would go sit down, put his feet up, do another line, and he would do that for 8 hours. Just get up, one for 5 minutes, and sit back down.
And then I went, thank God I wasn't hitting Julie.
But the things you discover about yourself while you're acting.
Well, it's about self-discovery.
That's right.
You get from a pretty girl and it's clean, and you don't have to worry about it. People would be outraged, like, well, how am I going to have power over this man if I can't control his
Hi, pal.
Joe Rogan's no-filter approach has always made for compelling content, and this time was no different. He ventured into the murky waters of Tinseltown, shining a spotlight on some eyebrow-raising connections and interactions that have left many tongues wagging.
So he'd say, hey, you I'm going to make you a star. And you would actually do it.
One of the biggest bombshells Rogan dropped was the alleged involvement of male actors, including the high-profile Matt Damon, in what he suggests might be a bit more than just professional networking. According to Rogan, these actors, in their quest for stardom, might have taken some unconventional routes.
He had it set up where this was how you got by. This is how you made movies. This is how you want to be famous. This is how you get famous.
In the podcast episode, Joe Rogan delved into the deeply unsettling and controversial revelations surrounding Harvey Weinstein and the pervasive culture of exploitation within the entertainment industry.
He would actually give them the things he would tell them he would give them. So he'd say, hey, you I'm going to make you a star.
The fall from grace of Harvey Weinstein was a watershed moment in the entertainment world. One of the most disturbing aspects of Weinstein's alleged actions, as discussed by Rogan, was his sinister modus operandi. According to Whitney Cummings, a prominent comedian and actress, Weinstein had a disturbing pattern of behavior. He would allegedly make grandiose promises to young and aspiring actors, but these promises came with a horrifying condition.
So they would get all this treatment, and then they had to spend some alone time with him every now and then.
At the core of Weinstein's manipulation, as detailed by Rogan, was a disturbing quid pro quo scenario. He purportedly told these aspiring actors that if they engaged in sex with him, they would be rewarded with the coveted opportunity to become stars in his movies. However, once an actor had acquiesced to his demands, they were subjected to further exploitation. In addition to that, Rogan also revealed that Weinstein would shower these individuals with attention and privileges, effectively keeping them under his control. However, this lavish treatment came at a price, as Weinstein expected these actors to spend even more intimate and private time with him. It was a chilling cycle of manipulation and exploitation that left these actors feeling trapped. What's more, to maintain the illusion of genuine affection, Rogan asserted that Weinstein would encourage these actors to send him affectionate and even romantic emails. These messages, on the surface, seem to reflect a loving relationship, but in reality, the actors harbored deep resentment towards Weinstein for the compromising situations they found themselves in.
So they would send him emails, lovey-dovey emails, but really they hated him.
What's even more disheartening, as Joe Rogan pointed out, is that some of these actors would themselves befriend Weinstein in hopes of advancing their careers through the Hollywood gatekeeper. Perhaps one of the most shocking aspects of Weinstein's alleged misconduct, as discussed by Joe Rogan, is that both male and female celebrities found themselves ensnared by his manipulative web.
Who do you think is
Everyone. I think everyone did. All the guys, too.
Really?
Every guy.
Allegedly, one notable actor is Matt Damon, a Hollywood A-lister whose career was significantly propelled by his collaboration with Harvey Weinstein on the critically acclaimed film Good Will Hunting. Damon's rise to stardom was meteoric, and he even openly acknowledged that he owed a substantial portion of his success to Weinstein's support.
I'm coming here to make good movies. Miramax was the place, really the place, that was making great stuff in the 90s.
Ben Affleck, Damon's close friend and collaborator, also played a significant role in Good Will Hunting and was deeply connected to Weinstein during the film's production. Affleck's career, much like Damon's, saw a remarkable ascent in the aftermath of this collaboration. In 1997, while accepting his Oscar for Best Screenwriting with Matt Damon, Affleck credited Weinstein, saying,
"It's incumbent of us to thank Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie.
These acknowledgments underscore the extent of Weinstein's influence in shaping the careers of these prominent actors. However, Joe Rogan's analysis delves deeper into the dynamics at play behind the scenes. He suggests that the relationship between Weinstein and other male actors, such as Damon and Affleck, may not have been purely professional. Instead, it might have involved a more complex exchange, one that blurred the lines between ambition and personal compromise. This perspective challenges our understanding of how power dynamics operated within the industry and raises uncomfortable questions about the choices made by those who benefited from Weinstein's support. In the context of the Weinstein scandal, it becomes evident that the power dynamics within Hollywood were not confined solely to the interactions between powerful producers and aspiring actresses. Male actors, too, could find themselves in situations where their ambitions were intertwined with their ability to navigate the complexities of an industry known for its predatory practices. Furthermore, Matt Damon and George Clooney's acknowledgement of their awareness of Weinstein's behavior sheds light on a problematic culture of silence that existed within Hollywood. In an interview on Good Morning America in October 2017, when their friendship and professional ties to Weinstein put them in a challenging position, they discussed their perceptions of Weinstein as a bully and a womanizer, but claimed to be ignorant of the extent of the SA allegations. During the interview, Damon made a significant admission. He was aware of Weinstein's Gwyneth Paltrow before she began filming Emma in 1996.
I knew the story about Gwyneth from Ben because he was with her after Brad, but I knew that they had come to whatever agreement or understanding that they had come to. She had handled it, and she was, the first lady of Miramax.
This admission was crucial, as it revealed a troubling aspect of the entertainment industry's culture of silence. For context, Paltrow had previously shared her disturbing encounter with Weinstein, describing how he had invited her to a hotel under the guise of a work meeting, only to make unwelcome advances and suggest they go to the bedroom for massages. Paltrow, then 22 years old, felt petrified during the encounter and later confided in her then-boyfriend Brad Pitt, who confronted Weinstein. Damon's acknowledgement of his knowledge about Paltrow's ordeal raises important questions about complicity and silence. While he claimed that he never discussed it with Paltrow, he did reveal that Ben Affleck, another actor closely associated with Weinstein, had informed him about the situation. Damon recounted that Affleck had told him there was an understanding between Weinstein and Paltrow, and that Weinstein had treated her incredibly respectfully afterward. This revelation highlights the complex web of relationships and power dynamics that permeated Hollywood. Damon's silence, as Joe Rogan suggested, might have been driven by the fear of losing the support of a powerful figure who was instrumental in his rise to stardom. In fact, it is alleged that Damon went as far as to cover up Weinstein's essay. You see, in 2017, the Rap founder Sharon Waxman accused the New York Times of backing down from a similar story in 2004 due to intense pressure from high-profile people such as Damon and Russell Crowe. Waxman said her piece revolved around an executive at the Italian branch of Miramax who had supposedly been paid just to facilitate Weinstein's essay. She added, after intense pressure from Weinstein, which included having Matt Damon and Russell Crowe call me directly to vouch for Lombardo and unknown discussions well above my head at the Times, the story was gutted. I was told at the time that Weinstein had visited the newsroom in person to make his displeasure known. I knew he was a major advertiser in the Times and that he was a powerful person overall. In response, Damon said he had no knowledge about the subject of Waxman's story. He said Weinstein only told him that the paper was doing a hit job on Lombardo. Harvey said Sharon Waxman is writing a story about Fabrizio and it's really negative. Can you just call and tell her what your experience with Fabrizio was? So I did, and that's what I said to her. It didn't even make the piece that she wrote. As I recall, her piece just said that Russell and I had called and relayed our experience with Fabrizio, he said. Meanwhile, fans have not shied away from expressing their thoughts concerning Matt Damon's alleged allegiance to Weinstein. One particular person wrote, I wouldn't say Matt Damon is a bad guy necessarily, but he looks out for himself. He's been friends and connected to a lot of horrible people, but doesn't say anything or says he didn't know. He stays in his lane to the point of letting horrible stuff happen. A second person talked about the risks that came with exposing the Hollywood elite. They said, let's be honest, if Matt Damon or Ben Affleck would have spoken up at the time this happened, they probably would have been erased from Hollywood. In any case, Rogan's hypothesis invites us to contemplate the experiences of other male actors who may have been coerced, manipulated, or pressured into engaging in relationships or exchanges that challenge their personal boundaries. While it is crucial to remember that these assertions remain speculative, they underscore the need for a more comprehensive dialogue surrounding the power and coercion within the film industry. Joe Rogan's willingness to explore these uncomfortable and contentious topics serves as a reminder that the issue goes beyond gender lines. It raises questions about the ethical boundaries actors are willing to cross in their pursuit of fame and the role of power dynamics in shaping the trajectories of their careers. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.